Alright, time for a Graves beginner's guide. This is a beginner's guide, so this is a lower rated game. We're talking like low silver, thereabouts. I want to show you basic ways to carry with the Graves, just pathing choices and overall like, well, decision making really. Keeping it as simple as possible to, well, give you guys a way to follow this up. And that's also the build. It's gonna be quite simplistic, I guess, in a playstyle manner, not so much in a like build manner, I suppose, but in a playstyle manner, because there are like two viable ways currently that you can build Graves. Actually three, I guess. The first one is crit, which is just a shield bow setup with like Collector in Infinity Edge, or even like Last Whisper Infinity Edge, or the Lord Dominic's thing, and just go for like a straight crit build. That's option number one. Option number two is a lethality build, so straight up Eclipse, Ghostblade, that type of stuff, and just go for a full lethality build. That's an option as well. I wouldn't recommend that to most players unless you are like experienced with Graves or experienced in closing out games, because the lethality build does fall off, and that is something you should keep in mind as much as possible, really. So yeah, that, and then you have the Bruiser build, which is the build I'm going to be using this game, because it's the easiest build to play since you are the most tanky champion that you can be with that build. So yeah. Now one thing to note here is if you dash into a thick wall, you stand right next to it, your auto attack basically gets instantly reset. So you can use that to get a little bit more auto attacks off quicker. I won't be doing it. I'll just did it like twice there on the red buff first, and then here to show you, and after that I won't be doing that again, because I'll just play it like most people would, I suppose, without that. Now when it comes to like your auto attacks, you kind of want to learn to position them, which is all just practice. It's really hard to explain how you actually want to position those, but yeah, practice is all it really comes down to. Starting Raptors, you can auto attack the 3 ones in the middle there, and then just focus the big one down with your auto attacks, because the next Q is essentially going to kill the camp anyway, so you don't really have to worry about anything else. So now this is going to basically go this way, and then on the back end here we can kill it like that. If you got all of them low, you can use the second Q like that against the wall here to hit the Raptors like that. But all these auto attacks is basically, it's all come down to like just learning the auto attack positioning for Graves. Generally standing still a lot of the time actually makes things easier to hit as well. Alright, all I'm doing here is just full clearing. Full clearing is by far the best thing you can do, seeing as how full clearing is like the most guaranteed to essentially give you good results. If you go for an early gank, especially on Graves, you don't really have any gank set up. So it makes things more difficult to, if the gank fails, you fall behind. Another thing you can do is like go for an early invade potentially, but I don't really recommend that unless you are like certain that you can win a fight in a certain situation. So it's up to you. Right here I have 5 grid stacks. I don't have the full stacks, but it's not necessary. If the Nocturne would fight me even on 5 stacks, you just lose. Now, the thing to note here is, and why I'm also clearing towards top lane, is this Gwen has Ignite and no Flash, so all we need to do this is Nasus for this Nasus to land Wither, and he's dead, basically. There he is, Wither. Just use the smoke screen, so she has to run through that the entire time. She doesn't have Flash, so I don't have to worry about that. I'll just flash through, auto attack the last one, and then dash through turret, since Nasus was tanking, and we see the Nocturne on bot lane. I don't have to be afraid of too much. If the Nocturne didn't show bot lane there, I might have thought twice about diving the Gwen like that. I need to actually help him push the wave, because the Gwen's gonna TP back and he's gonna be in trouble. Didn't even get that cannon, I think. Alright, good job. I need to help him push there. If you don't help him push in a situation like that, he doesn't have teleport, Gwen has teleport, she basically just locks the wave there. The wave is still kind of locked if she decides to choose to do so, but I don't think she does, no. She's actually pushing it out, so that works out. Now for a Bruiser build, we're still gonna go for Eclipse, because Eclipse is actually just the best mythic for that build setup. You can go Shield Bow, but you're not really building any crit items with a Bruiser build, so it doesn't make that much sense. And Eclipse is just like fine, really. It gives an extra shield, which is very helpful, as well as the Omni Vamp. So it's actually the best one to go for a Bruiser build, so that's what I'll be going with here as well. So yeah, Nocturne could technically be doing Dragon, but we have an entire jungle camp, or jungle rotation is respawning right now, so we're just gonna focus on that. I want you to like be consistent with these full clears. As long as you keep consistent with these full clears, like Graves will scale very well and you will have results. Also a trick for the Krugs, all the medium or all the small ones you can kill with one smoke screen. Even if your smoke screen doesn't insta kill it, it still will do enough damage to where the burn tick from your jungle item will basically always finish it off. Again on this camp, just focusing the big one down. I'm just keeping my clears consistent here. I can just do a return gank on Gwen, since again she doesn't have flash, so another wither from Asus essentially just kills her in one go. What? He took my Gromp, really? Ah, that's a bit of a problem. I have the range advantage, so he doesn't really have the luxury of fighting me. The problem here is the Ahri. Oh, she's not even showing for it, okay. I saw the Ahri missing off the map, so I instantly had to be careful. I would have probably been fine 1v1ing that Nocturne, but I had to play it like kinda safe. Because the mid lane difference in that situation, we have the Zed in base and the enemy Ahri is in the lane, so I actually don't really get to fight him like that. I think the note here though is, he was quite low and either he recalled instantly or I can fight him here on his red buff and I should be able to beat him. So I can either take his red buff or kill him here because he still had to recall. Or he basically had to recall due to his HP bar. I'm putting this in the bush and standing right here. Thank you. I am not going to fight him due to Gwen being out of lane and Ahri would have priority as well. To rotate first, so I will not be fighting there. Okay, well, that's a little awkward. But yeah, the Nocturne really couldn't get to that play. He missed her binding. I can probably just do this, really. She's gonna walk past me right here due to like pathing choices. Gonna kill. Good. Just need to like the Thresh to walk down with me here. This way, like right there, you see the Morgana walk a certain direction, which instantly just tells you that she's probably gonna walk back to bot lane. And if I just dash over the wall and wait for her in that bush, we should be good. I kinda need the Zed to rotate here because I'm getting in trouble with HP right now. Or Thresh the tank, or any of it, really. I'm dashing out of this, I cannot be asked. On this HP, there's no reason for me to fight any of it anyway. Whether my team wins or loses this fight is whatever to me at this point. I got the dragon, which is all I really care about, if I'm being honest. So, yeah. For the rest, my jungle camps are all respawning, so I'm just going to keep the consistency of the clear there. Yeah, that kill on Morgana was basically just like knowing she was gonna path towards bot side anyway, and she's probably gonna go through that bush. So dashing over the wall there and surprising her by queuing like into the wall, auto-attacking her, is gonna give me the most. Now, my Eclipse should be quite soon. 2k gold, yeah. I can just finish this jungle clear and I have Eclipse, and that'll be perfect. That's what I'll be doing. Top Scuttle is gonna be the one spawning as well. And I do want that, because these scuttles, apart from the first one, scuttles are worth quite a lot. So I'm actually gonna just go straight to the scuttle first, and then from there on out do my top side. Due to wanting to actually get that scuttle. If you have a bit of a slower paced early game on Graves, that's fine as well. Because you will generally skill very well anyway. And you'll be able to play much more aggressive later on, due to being like essentially unkillable with that bruiser build if you play it correctly, which I'm sure you'll see in a bit. Just gonna keep my clear consistent here. I have 2000 gold is required for my Eclipse, and I basically will get that off this camp, but I'll finish my wolves as well and then recall. Alright, good. With Eclipse we can start playing aggressive enough. And after that, the bruiser items will give us a lot of survivability, so we should be good. He's probably gonna have to be careful, since if I was a Nocturne, my most likely gank opportunity would definitely be top lane right here, and I would definitely look for that, because this is probably the prime opportunity to actually kill this Nasus due to him being low mana. Diving a Caitlyn would be extremely risky, so I doubt he would do that. I'm assuming this is gonna be top. I saw a flash, so I'm assuming it's top. Yeah, there it is. He should have walked back, based on deductioning, essentially, but it's whatever. I pinged him. That's all you can do. Due to him like being spotted top there, though, I can go aggressive into their jungle still. And check if his Gromp is up and stuff like that. Place potentially a deep control ward like here to spot some pathing choices. It's all down. Okay, fair enough. His Gromp's gonna be up. I guess if I just assist ping the Thresh here, or I could just sit here and wait for Nocturne. Depending on how quick he's going to be. I think he's gonna walk past here regardless. The only question is, do I kill Gromp first, or do I just wait for him here? Because if he's doing Rift Held, I'm wasting time now. I think it's gonna take too long. I'll just do it. I'll see him coming anyway, so I think I should be fine regardless. I will not use E due to wanting to have E ready to go, essentially, for if Nocturne does show up. And I currently see the bot lane position for a pretty good gank here. So I'm just gonna hop over the wall and just go bot lane with the Thresh. Should be fine. Smoke screen them. I'm gonna go for the Ezreal first. Nice. No hook. Nice. Got the flash auto attack on him into an ult. The only way she escapes that is if she flashes sideways, but I think if she flashes sideways she would die regardless. That's why I committed to the play that like I did. Alright, good. If I was a little bit faster to act, I could have probably taken Nocturne's Gromp and Wolves, but I actually thought he was gonna show up faster than he did. So, yeah. That's why I just only took his Gromp and just went for the bot gank. Because as soon as they walked up like that and I was in a position, Thresh was in a position, the gank was just essentially free. That's also the other benefit about being in that position deep in their jungle. Nocturne probably has his ult ready. I would imagine he was gonna like try to look for a bot gank. So I'm gonna be here to counter that. This is actually good. Smoke screen there. Nice. I'm gonna push the wave in. I don't really want the farm, but I just want the wave into the turret. We can definitely go for dragon here. We should all go to... yeah, this is gonna be Caitlyn's death. That's actually a beautiful Thresh lantern. Or hook, sorry. Okay, it's gonna get the kill. It's fine. I'll just take the lantern this way. The reason I was about to say we should all walk the dragon is because if Caitlyn stands under turret there, she's gonna get Nocturne ulted. And she would have guaranteed died if I didn't turn around there to actually help her out. So yeah, that's on Caitlyn essentially for not realizing Nocturne ult would kill her. I think she's dead now anyway. Oh, we're not playing as aggressive as I thought they would. There's no way you're actually walking up like this. Okay, good. What you want to do if you are like faced in a situation like that where you have to hit somebody out of Zonias, you're basically just attack moving. So you link your attack move and you just click on top of it. Should always be fine. I think he might actually die here due to the way he played that. If he took the Thresh Lantern first, he would have been fine. I could just scare him off with a smoke screen potentially and not take the fight. I don't think we actually win that fight due to Gwen just being a monster champion. So... and me having like 2600 gold in my inventory, I don't really want to take the fight, but the smoke screen should be enough to like slow them and like kind of get them out of the situation. I would love to get this Scuttle, but I actually don't know if I can. I think I should be okay. Quickly yoink this. Again, if you can keep on top of those Scuttles, that's actually worth a lot. It gives you a lot of additional value. I'm, again, keeping as consistent as I can, essentially, with all my camps. I don't really care to get Rift Herald there. It's gonna be a top build, probably. Keeping up throughout my clears, clearing like halves of my jungle before I try stuff, essentially. If you can get half your jungle camps down and then actually go for like a gank or a play, that's ideally what you want to do, because at least at that point you will have some of your camps on cooldown. If you're making plays with your entire jungle up, you're pretty much doing it wrong most of the time. Alright, so they're pretty heavy on magic damage, so I'm just gonna get a Maw here. Get a dagger for some attack speed. Just one attack speed item is generally all Graves needs, so I'll get a dagger. Like a little bit of attack speed is really nice for the pallets, essentially. Okay, nobody's going top lane, it seems. That's a little awkward. They got 2 turrets off of a Rift Herald. I'm pretty sure I just lost my entire top side as well. But I guess we traded like favorably because we got both mid and bot turret, so I guess it's not that bad. That's okay. If you have a ward like this, by the way, you can hit the ward instead of hitting the camp, and the shotgun pellets will essentially go through the ward and hit the camp anyway, saving you some hits. With Maw here, I should be very solid against most of their team. Like 1v1ing like Gwen and Ahri becomes pretty easy with this. Morgana's probably gonna walk through here, I would imagine. There you go. Alright. We have the pressure on this Nocturne. We have the advantage currently, so we're definitely gonna look for his camps. As soon as you get a lead on the enemy jungler, you want to be in his jungle instead of your own. Pretty much at all times. If you can avoid being in your own jungle as much as possible and just take his camps instead, that's ideally what you want to be doing. Interesting. He's going for the straight dive. We should wait for the wave. Problem here is Nocturne is going to come in with his ult soon, I would imagine. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if she teleports out, that's fine with me, I suppose. Nocturne just used his ult. I'm assuming on Zed, or he went bot lane. Alright, that explains a lot, actually. I hit him. Beautiful. What you want to do in these team fights is position yourself very forward, especially with this build. You're easily able to walk up a lot as you use both her exhaust and her flash. That sucks for me, I suppose. Be forward, be the front line. This build is very good at that, and that type of playstyle will instantly teach you how to play aggressive enough and at the same time safe enough, knowing like damages and what you can take to then transition into a more crit heavy build if you want to. So against that team, they have quite a lot of CC, so mercs here are good. I will just go for a... actually, not sure. I think like a solid item to get here would just be Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver is an insanely good item on Graves, because it gives you a very quick armor penetration. And since they are gonna be probably stacking armor since we are full AD, a Cleaver here would be good. So yeah, I have this defensiveness for Maw right now, and then I'll go to Cleaver now, and then after Cleaver I'll go for a Death's Dance, I think. And then I'll finish that build off with some type of attack speed item, probably. I might not even need it, to be honest. But like this dagger, just holding on to 12% attack speed is actually just very nice. Yep. I saw him like path that way basically, so he was always gonna get hit by that ult. Yeah, we're just gonna have to play this slow. Okay, good, we're just focusing on Dragon because I don't care about the fight that much. I think that fight was already kind of doomed. So focusing, just making sure I get the smite on Dragon down is all I really needed to do. That's what I did there. Keep it calm, like you don't have to panic in those situations. They're not focusing me, so I don't really have to worry about anything. And just getting the Dragon is all that really matters. I'm a bit sniffly, sorry. Right here, I definitely want to look for like a nice mid play if I can. Dodge that. Good. She's not worth much gold, unfortunately. Again here, we know that his Raptors and his Krugs are uppers, so we're gonna take his camps. Apparently Caitlyn has the same plan. Do not know why. Making sure to like keep punishing him. I'm gonna keep taking his camps consistently. Especially the consistent factor of this is very important. Graves is extremely oppressive. If you can keep that type of playstyle in your game, that's gonna win you most games. Because this Nocturne is falling further and further behind on farm, as you can see. Like, he's like 70 CS behind right now, and it's only like increasing because I'm starting to take his camps the entire time. I know he's like mid lane somewhere. Okay, well, I guess I couldn't hit him, so Thresh gets the kill. That's fine. Right there, what I just do over the wall is I E over the wall, auto attack, Q ult, and then I'll just chunk her for a lot of damage. She gained some resistances due to her W, so she actually didn't insta-die. What we know now is, we just know that his bot side has a good chance of being up here, so we definitely want to be looking to take that. Being in his jungle, Caitlyn is farming my jungle, which it doesn't matter, because I'm farming his. Like, this is something that will happen anyway. Like, your teammates will start farming your camps, and if you're ahead, it doesn't matter, because you're farming his camps, essentially. So I would go for Cleaver here, then Death's Dance would definitely be an option, and then I could go for like a Mortal Reminder if I need the healing reduction, potentially. I could do a bunch of stuff that builds out of attack speed. You essentially just click attack speed and you pick an item. So this, like, most of this could just work. Mortal Reminder being one of the more likely, as well as like Phantom Dancer, because of the movement speed this provides, is actually very nice to like stick to people and stuff like that. So Phantom Dancer would also be like a primary option. I would say most of the time, like, Mortal Reminder if you need the healing reduction, and Phantom Dancer in other situations is generally fine. Because Phantom Dancer is just very nice for that movement speed. That's really all it is. Like, it gives so much move speed that it's allowing you to like kite better, to chase better, and all that type of stuff. I think those are like the primary options. You could technically go for Wit's End as well if you want, if you want some more magic resist, but generally those, like, between those three should generally do it. What do we know here again? His topside camps are respawning, so we take those. See if the Ahri actually walks in here. Oh, this is warded, never mind. As soon as she threw that, I was like, that has to be warded. There's no way. She just throws it like that. We see the Gwen and Nocturne rotating top here, but I'm keeping like consistent with this. I'm very strong right now, so I don't actually have to worry about them too much, I would imagine. I can't actually hit the Gwen because of that W, and I was basically out of it the entire time, so that kind of sucked. I got it. Okay, good. Chasing that is pretty unnecessary. You could just Baron here. I'll hit the plant over the wall here to make sure that they don't get the dash over for free. Now, something you should take note of, you can probably rewind and check it on the Gwen earlier. If you see the top one when I was like marked on the Gwen, you see that black cleaver stacks extremely fast off of Graves auto attacks. Like, you should be able to see the stacks on that cleaver go up if you like look back at it in the top corner. So yeah, good. Oh, filled my dash over the wall. I was about to say I can probably show you that on Ezreal right now, but I filled my dash. I'm probably just gonna sit here and wait for my E. Go over still. Smoke screen. Oh my god, they got so lucky. I barely didn't have enough damage to kill all of them there. I think the exhaust may have come in just in time to save their life. I wonder if this is going to be range. It did kill, actually. Good. It was so low that that would have been fine. Now, this is where I just want you to like not be so afraid on Graves. Because generally speaking, you should be fine to win most fights. Especially if you are, like, going for this build, you're a very tanky champion. I actually think I'm just gonna go for Dragon here. I mean, we could technically try to push the finish, but they're all respawning right now, and the safest thing to do is definitely just go for the Drake. Take his camps again. As you can see, my CS lead is basically increased to 100 CS now due to me consistently taking his camps. And he doesn't get the farm anymore, essentially. This is what, like, propels your lead and holds your lead as well. While it's, like, increasing it, the Nocturne won't be able to do anything in return because he can't fight you. If you're consistently there for his camp respawns and your own camps don't matter that much, and you can just be super aggressive the entire time. So Death's Dance should be pretty soon. I'm just gonna take the red here. I wonder how much gold I actually need for this. It's not gonna build out of that, it's building out of this. Where is it? 2950. I see. I guess my most, like, smartest thing to do is just finish my camp here and just buy it. My team is gonna go aggressive here, but they probably win it anyway at this point in the game. Like, we've played this out pretty much as best as possible. I'll sell it. Get 2 control wards instead of the attack speed for now. Last item here, I just get the... I don't need healing reduction against that. Actually, healing reduction wouldn't even be that bad. For Gwen specifically. But I'm probably gonna get Phantom Dancer here. And that would be a build for Graves. Yeah, you can see that aggression. As soon as you get, like, a slight lead going, play forward with this build. Like, this build's the easiest one out of all of them because it makes you extremely tanky and extremely durable. So this would be the best build to start practicing it with, and then as soon as you want that, you can try to switch to a lethality build. As soon as you, like, know your champion and stuff like that, or a crit build even would be fine as well. There we go. But that's it for Graves. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. Helps me quite a bit. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, hit the subscribe button as well. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.